We need to come back to God. We need to come back to the truth. We need to get back in the scripture. We need to be prayerful. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Sitting out here Saturday, smoking my Fausto Culebra from Tatawahe. Just trying to unwind. It's a hectic week, man. It seems like every day I'm getting bombarded with some other bad news, something happening to friends or family, you know, and I don't know, I'm sure some of you are experiencing the same kind of thing, right? But we know that the scripture tells us that as we approach the end times, things are going to get kind of scary. And so I feel like we're catching a lot of that now. I'm not a prophet, so I'm not going to say this is the end time, but it feels like we're getting into that end time. All I can do is just try to unwind, try to relax, try to stay focused. And one of the ways I do that is by taking road trips. So I'm gonna be taking a few road trips. To prepare myself for that, I recently purchased a Saddleman luggage to go on my bike, because a lot of times I have to take stuff with me and I end up smashing it into my bags, and I'm always worried about messing up my bags by, you know, overfilling them. So I bought an extra piece of luggage, a back seat luggage piece that'll sit behind me, and you know, hopefully be able to accommodate all the things that I want to carry, including a spare helmet. I'm never able to take a spare helmet because I have a chop tour pack, which won't fit a full face helmet. It only fit, you know, a half shell or something like that. But this luggage piece here should fit the whole full face helmet. So let me go ahead and open that up. Oh, they wrap this thing pretty good. So it comes with its little bag cover. I think this is supposed to be a rain cover. I'm not sure. Maybe this is just a bag cover for storage. But it comes with a rain cover. This may be it. Let me see. So it's pretty big. It has the Molly on it. This is the tactical bag. So this is the what is the BR? Oh, it doesn't say on here. This is the, I believe it's the BR411, and it's the tactical bag. It has pockets, top, bottom, the Molly, so you can hang stuff on it. Let's see. It's an empty pocket here, empty pocket over here. The older model had a like a little what do you call it, like kind of a cooler bag or pocket right here. This one does not have that. You have a bag up top, or pocket up top. What's in this pocket? Okay, so we have the 4 pockets. You have a handle here. You have side pockets here, straps, pocket on the back. Then you have the pocket up top, the main compartment. On the older ones also, this zipper did not come all the way around, so you couldn't open this completely. It could only open, you know, like this much. This one opens all the way, and you can see it's pretty deep, pretty big inside. Comes with some straps that you can use to carry like a backpack. So yeah, I think that bag that it came in is the rain cover. Oh, those, excuse me, those were the straps to strap it down. These are the backpack straps. So it comes with backpack straps. These are the tie-down straps. It has a pocket up at the top. You can put stuff in, you know, your papers or whatnot. Keep them separated and organized. And this looks pretty cool. I think I'll make good use of this. And then apparently you can lean against this when you're riding, so it eliminates the need for a backrest, because you can just lean up against this. Let's see how it looks on the bottom. So looking at it, it looks cool. I can see now the one thing I'll have to adapt is I'm gonna have to remove the backrest here so that this sits back against the bag, which isn't a problem, just a couple bolts. And then looks like it'll fit really nice. And you can see what I mean by making this a backrest, because once I have it sitting up against the tour pack, I'll be able to sit back in the seat and I'll be able to rest against it. So I don't need my backrest, because I'm gonna be putting in some miles this summer. I like this. And then it's easily detachable, so that when I get to a hotel or wherever I'm gonna stay, I can just snap it off and go on about my business. I don't have to worry about, you know, the hassle of strapping a whole bunch of stuff down and all of that, like I've seen with some other bags. So, you know, I think this is gonna work out for me. Maybe not for you, but it's worth checking out. They aren't that expensive, under 200 bucks. I've seen some places that have it on sale. I got it for 170 from Dennis Kirk. So I'll put that link in the description below. But give it a check. If you're thinking about making some trips and you want to add a little extra luggage, you know, maybe you don't have the King tour pack, maybe you don't have a tour pack at all, it'll work without that. If you have a sissy bar or something you could bump it up against, it straps down so it probably not in danger of going anywhere. And you can put it on the bike even if you have a back seat. I usually like to roll with my solo seat. I have the back seat, but this is a solo trip, so I'm not gonna worry about putting that on. And I'll just set it on the fender. I have a fender cover that I have, and I'll throw that on there so it doesn't scuff up the fender. And then we'll make a go of it, see how we like it. I plan on putting on a few thousand miles this summer. Hopefully none of the shenanigans that are being pushed out there in the world right now come about before I get out there. You know, we're living in a time now, everything is topsy-turvy, everything is upside down, man. Good is bad, bad is good. 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths. We got people that want to, abort fetuses, want to kill babies after they're born. We're debating whether or not a fetus or an embryo is a life. I don't know. It's kind of messed up. It's a messed up thing. And if you're a man, a man who wants children, you don't have a say in any of this, right? Your say ends the moment you decide to deposit your seed in that woman. And at that point, you are at the mercy of this person. You're at her mercy. Whatever decision she makes, you have to accept. You might not like them, but that's just the way our country right now is set up. So if she wants to abort the baby, then you have to go with it. You don't have a choice, right? It's her choice, which is kind of messed up too, because if you think about it, why isn't she held to the same standard? Why is it not that when a woman allows a man to have sex with her and allows the man to deposit his seed, why is that not the end of her choice? She made a conscious decision to lay down with that man, knowing, that condoms aren't infallible, that birth control is not infallible, that all these prevention methods are all fallible. The only one that works is abstinence. Not doing it is the only thing you can guarantee yourself a surefire pregnancy prevention, is just not to have sex. But anytime you engage in sexual intercourse, you are running the risk of having a child, right? So with that being said, the woman makes a conscious decision. She should be held to that decision because she knew the risk going in, just as the guy does. And a guy has a baby, he should be held to account. If this woman carries this baby, you owe that child a life. You need to finance that child's life. You need to take care of that child. You don't have the right to turn your back on your kid. So, this whole abortion debate is just nuts. It's nuts. It's a life. It's a baby. Whether it's in the womb, outside the womb. There's the argument that it can't be considered a life because it cannot sustain itself. It must rely on the physical body of its mother. But a 1-month-old, a 2-month-old, a 6-month-old, a year-old, 2-year-old children can't live independent of anyone else. They rely on their parents the same way. You might not be feeding them through an umbilical cord, but you got to put a bottle in their mouth. You got to change their diapers. You have to, roll them over so they don't get bed sores. You have to make sure they don't, choke in their sleep. You have to do all these things to make sure this baby grows and matures into an adult human being at some point. How is it we can say that that baby inside you, because it can't live on its own, is not a life? We're in a twisted world right now. We turn our back on God and we want to do all these things because they make us feel good. They use the excuse to say, well, women shouldn't be forced to carry babies when it's a situation of rape. You shouldn't be forced to carry a baby when it's a situation of incest. Those, first of all, are small limited situations. The majority of abortions are not the result of incest or rape. They're the result of a conscious decision by a woman to abandon her responsibility as a mother because it is inconvenient to her. Most abortions are the result of inconvenience. So we're looking at a time where people are doing the things. We're trying to enact laws. We're trying to rally and garner support for lies. We're trying to get behind mistruths or distruths or untruths, whatever you want to call them, right? That thing inside that woman is a life, but we're trying to tell ourselves it's not. We're trying to tell ourselves it can't live on its own. It's not a life. It doesn't deserve to live if I don't want it to. You are violating God's law. And there's always a price to pay for that. There are other ways to deal with that situation. We need to come back to God. We need to come back to the truth. We need to get back in the scripture. We need to be prayerful. These times are getting ugly. They're advocating for rioting in the street. They're trying to intimidate decision makers in our government to make them succumb to these false truths. And it's just a crazy time. And for me, during this time, I'm going to stay prayed up. I'm going to try to do the right thing, even though I'm a sinner every day. And I'm going to get out, I'm going to ride my motorcycle and try to lose myself on the road and stay in prayer with the Lord the whole time.